All right, a little scatterbrained at the moment because I was just given a huge gift, what I would consider a gift. I consider a huge gift. Someone listened to me and didn't just listen, they asked some questions about my strange, crazy little world. Um, yeah, that's a gift. That's a real gift. First time I've actually talked to someone kind of about all of this, just all of it. Not just someone, but someone kind of in the know. And that's a gift. That was a real gift. Sheila Seppi is the founder of the Wish Alliance. There is a website, wishalliance.org. WISH stands for Walk-in Indigo Starseeds and Hybrids. She created the first walk-in conference. She is a walk-in and had the first walk-in conference January 2020. It is posted to Portal to Ascension's website. You can look all that up online. I'll try to have links down below if I can. She's creating a new book, writing a new book, and it's about experiencers, multi-dimensional consciousness, and people who have experience with this sort of thing, multi-dimensional levels of consciousness and all that. In some of the Zoom meetings, which are weekly, which she hosts with guest hosts on Monday nights, and then also the regular ones on Thursday nights, she hosts those. I have spoken a little bit and made a few comments here and there out loud. So she's seen that I've had some kind of experiences. I think she got more than she bargained for. The meeting was today from 11 to noon my time, an hour. It lasted a little over an hour. I know it interrupted her schedule because it went over an hour. I really do appreciate her listening and asking questions. And she has relevant questions, like for these entities I see on this other plane of existence kind of thing. What do they look like? And now I have some terminology, like lower astral beings. I have some kind of terminology to associate with what I've seen for so many decades and decades and decades, and I'm old, so many decades. But for the lower ones, it's all shadowy shapes. And for this upper level, it's more like bubbles, glowing bubbles, golden glowing entities. So it's not solid, physical, human-looking shapes. The lower ones are more shadowy. The higher ones are more golden, glowing. What I also saw in my bedroom with the two sets of entities, that I had that video out there before I even heard the word starseed, and I was able to talk to Sheila about that because she asked the questions. Whenever I brought certain things up, she asked the questions. We started off at the very beginning with my strange happening number one, the memories I have from before I was born, coming in as a starseed, pretty much a baby kind of thing, seems like, having a walk-in experience, having these different strange things about me, psychic kind of things, weird, really weird things, and I was able to talk to her about it, feeling electricity, reality responding, shifting, that sort of thing, the way I see consciousness all around me all the time. But I was able to talk to her. I was able to talk to her about that and ask questions, and it was simply amazing. The first time I've really talked to somebody. I've talked to you on this camera. You know, I'm talking to my telephone. It's my telephone camera, phone camera. But that's different. No, I don't get feedback. And I got feedback from somebody in the know, and that was amazing. I think I surprised her because there's a lot there. There's really a whole lot there. A lot more than she expected. I don't think I scared her away. I think I surprised her. It was more surprise because of all of this stuff. Typically, at least when I see people on these Zoom meetings, it's one particular subject, and that probably is the best way to approach it, to keep things within a confined format, a limited amount of time, talk only on one limited subject. And they probably all had all these other experiences, but we're only hearing part of it. But I covered a lot within that hour with Sheila. Really, it lasted probably about over an hour 20 minutes is what it took up. And I know I took up her time because she's a very busy person. And I do appreciate it. So, Sheila, if you see this, thank you very much. That was a huge gift. First person that I've really talked directly about all of this to. And you asked some questions, and I appreciate that. So, thank you. Yeah, that's a gift. Listening is a gift. I think it really is. Something I forgot, this is Friday. This is when Sheila did the interview earlier today. Last night was Thursday night, one of the regular Zoom meetings. The speaker was Alan Steinfeld. He does have a book on Amazon called Making Contact. That's Alan Steinfeld, Making Contact. Great guy. He actually showed a video of a lady, what was her name? Mary Howell or something? Mary Rodham Howell or something. And it was like a while back. And I don't know if it's Congress she's talking to, but talking to some authority. It looked like a Congress type setup, And she's talking about a military guy that was taken and warned in advance that there would be some kind of telepathic communication to him in this military setting. And they wanted to expose him to this, and they knew how to react, probably pass out what she did. It's just too much information. But she was describing one of the beings a little bit. 3 to 4 feet tall, normally levitate off the ground. This time it was on the ground for him, but when she said that description, I thought back to my video with the haunted house and the thing I saw outside the window. Same description, 3 to 4 feet, hovering off the ground, floating off the ground like that. And she described the same thing that this military guy was put in front of with all this telepathic information with glowing gold letters. Same kind of symbols, glowing symbols that I saw in that book that I talk about in Strange Happening #1. The same kind of thing. I thought that was odd. And then another gentleman talked about some of his encounters last night, and his beings were also with this golden kind of bubble aura thing. Golden, glowing bubble aura for these beings. And I'm like, that's the same thing. I've had it in my videos from way back. It's the same things. It's in my book. I put it in my book that way, and he mentioned it last night. I'm just like, it's hard to keep doubting myself over and over and over. And I'm human. I keep wanting to doubt myself all the time. And sometimes I say, I wonder why people doubt themselves on this. I think that about other people. And then here I am, always doubting, but then I can't. And I told Sheila in the interview, it's like the only reason I could even believe this about myself is because I put out these videos first. Before I knew about starseeds, before I even heard the word starseed. I put out all these videos because I had to. Voice was yelling in my head to do it now. And I put that in my videos, November 2019, when I started. Strange Happening #1, and now I'm in 150 something Strange Happening videos alone of just strange happening crap that's happened in my life. A lot of videos. And the first 50 are before I even knew I wasn't alone. 50, I think number 53 was when I saw a video, and that video made me feel not alone at all. And it was just talking about psychic abilities. Didn't talk about starseeds or consciousness or spiritual awakening or anything else. It was just somebody with psychic abilities and how it made them feel crazy and makes other people feel crazy too. And she explained why. And then I was like, I am not alone. I'm not crazy and I'm not alone. And that was number 53, and it has just grown since then. If I hadn't put those videos out, there's no way I'd believe myself. I would still be completely in doubt, because I'm doubting even now sometimes. It's still hard to believe. And I guess it's part of that worry that if I go into full belief that all this is real, that arrogance will take over, and I've always got to be on guard for arrogance. That is my weakness, and I've got to watch out for it. So I think that's where a lot of that doubt comes in still. I just don't want to fall into the arrogance trap again. So I've always got to watch out for it. But if you want to hear something else weird going on, strange happenings, same night, Friday night, reading more of my Keys of Enoch book, more pink stickies going up there in the book related to me. So it's the Book of Knowledge, Keys of Enoch by J.J. Hartock. One of the things I just hit in there was some definitions of some symbols. And I'm like, oh my God, are you kidding me? Way back when, what is this, 1 year and 2 months ago, Strange Happening 103, talk about light language, and I wrote out a card just to kind of show what it looks like for me. See that information right there? That's what it looked like. I wrote it out just a few minutes before that Zoom meeting. One of those symbols that I repeat in there a couple of times is listed in that book, that same symbol, and it relates to the divine breath changing amino acids within our genetic code. And I'm like, what? Are you kidding? Because the other component I did not include here, I mentioned in high school, I would write pages and pages and pages of this. They call it light language. Most people speak it, I write it. And one of the other parts always comes out to be look like this. Every single time I write it, it comes out like this. I have these parts here. Things start coming out like this. And it just continues. Things like that. Whoops, can you not even see it? It comes out like that every single time, almost like a spiraling DNA chain. It's what I'm trying to draw, kind of, every single time. And then that symbol relates to that. I'm like, what the hell? More of the symbols. I just started writing. It just comes out natural. I don't know why, but it just does. And I would write pages and pages. Still do. Still can. Just write pages and pages and pages. Just like that. And it, just like the spirals and everything else I put on here, and it's what I've always thought relates to genetic structures. And then there it is in that book again. And that was a year and 2 months ago. I definitely did not have that book then, because I just got it and just started reading it, and then there it is. Another weird thing.